Hey YouTube, just a quick look at the JXC 124th Delica. This is the two-wheel drive version. Just going to quickly do an unboxing on that. That was the four-wheel drive version. Other than sort of two or four-wheel drive, I think that might only be the only difference. I know you get a different set of colour schemes with the two-wheel drive. So that as opposed to those. So yeah, we'll see just how different this is, shall we? And let me know about the audio, because I've now finally got a lapel mic. It wasn't the most expensive one in the world, but it had good reviews, so we shall see, I guess. Okay, so this is definitely in a smaller box. Yes, that's in a smaller box because that's the original box sort of thing. This one looks like it comes in a clamshell rather than a styrofoam. So the typical, I believe it's a Fly Sky type remote. Okay, so it comes in a kind of clamshell. Nothing else in the box. Tells you about the dimensions. Quick overview of the box art on it. But yeah, I can't unfortunately read Chinese or whatever language that is. We get a tiny little screwdriver and a USB charger. The RC. I went for the blue one, or blue and silver. Yeah, so the underneath is very different. Because you don't, appears you don't have the 2-speed gearbox which hangs down low. So actually on the two-wheel drive one, you get a lot more ground clearance. Looks like the motor's on the rear axle as opposed to inboard. So yeah, I will change some camera angles in that. But yeah, that one's a lot heavier, the four-wheel drive, and the two-wheel drive does feel somewhat lighter. Okay, so instead of a little 2S LiPo, you get a 1S lithium ion, I think these are. Which I do have some spare ones of these, so that's not a bad thing. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother putting that little baby screw back in. Bring you a bit closer to the light really now. Yeah, so there was a little screw that kind of held the bottom cover in, but I really don't think that's needed. But yeah, little motor on the rear axle. But way more ground clearance on this. Well, I don't know why they couldn't have designed that one to be a bit more like that. No screw on this actually. Negative and positive. So we get the same light show on the front. No lights on the rear still. So for what it is, the steering's not too bad. It's catching on something there. I think that might just be a bit of slack in the servo saver. Let's just tilt you down a little bit. So it's got a bit of pep to it, surprisingly. Honestly, I think this oddly might be slightly better outdoors, even with its slightly clunky. So as you can see, that steering servo looks like it's moving slightly. But yeah, anyway, guessing it's yeah, so that was high electric speed. And that's low electric speed. So it's got no mechanical gear change in there. Steering's clunky, but I reckon that must be a loose servo saver or something. But yeah, steering's reasonably quick. And definitely a whole lot more room underneath. So for that reason alone, I think it'll actually be more capable outside than the four-wheel drive one, oddly. Because yeah, it's that gearbox that just totally gets in the way on this. So the steering's the same. Front axle's different, obviously, because it's got a drive shaft going to it and a diff in it. Rear link setup somewhat different. Different design of wheels. And It looks like these might just be a press fit actually, whereas these ones are screwed on. Similar suspension. The 4-wheel drive one's got a slightly better bias to the front. Definitely a little bit heavier. Yeah, see, to improve ground clearance on this, I've actually chopped the switch off and smoothed out the bottom a little bit, because that's just a case, so you can probably file that back or sand that back a little bit more. But then I discovered that even with the switch off, so there's nothing to catch the switch other than that tiny little stump in there, still kept knocking itself into neutral. So as a friend of mine, Luke from 4wd Rc, suggested, a little dab of super glue just to hold it in first gear, then at least that way it can go out and it's not going to get knocked out of gear. So although it's mechanical 2-speed capable, it's kind of not, because whenever you try and use it outside, this switch just catches on everything, knocks itself into neutral, and if you take the switch off, it just jumps into neutral anyway. So yeah, so we're now to these little bad boys. Bring you down slightly. No, not up, down. So yeah, just a quick look at this one really. I guess I'll get it outdoors at some point. It's cool to have more than one in the collection as well. Got some round toolboxes on the roof. Square one, got the round ones, little gas can, racing enthusiasm. So I guess that these, I mean, they might have raced these. I honestly don't know. I would have guessed that these are support vehicles for, say, maybe the Mitsubishi rally cars or something, maybe. Or they could actually be a sort of road rally type series. I don't know. If you do know, let me know in the comments. So yeah, no drag brake apparently. Yeah, you got your steering dual rate, throttle dual rate, bind, steering reverse. That's about it really. But I mean, these remotes are decent. And if you get the compatible receiver, then you can use that for an electronic remote controlled mechanical 2-speed. So these might end up with a little brushless system at some point, especially this one. See if I can try and get rid of some of that and move the motor up a little bit. Add some weight to the wheels, maybe some bigger wheels and tyres. Or I noticed that the FMS FCX24M tyres fit on these wheels. So these must be a 0.9 wheel. I'm a bit reluctant to chop that up or cut out the arches to fit them because it's quite a nice body. So yeah, but yeah, just seeing what the difference is between the 2 and 4-wheel drive version really. The 4-wheel drive version is slightly more hobby grade because the wheels are at least screwed on, and yeah, it'd be nice to see some lights in the back there. It looks like it's got the buckets for them, so that might be a little mod at some point. So if you want to take these outside, actually get the 2-wheel drive version, at least you've got a bit more ground clearance. And anything rubbing up against the back axle, it's more likely to roll over it. Yeah. So anyhow, that's the 2-wheel drive Delica. Like I say, they do come in some different designs to the 4-wheel drive one, because you've got those designs there as opposed to these ones. So yeah, I've waffled on a bit now. That mirror's bent. Not now. So no, actually the mirrors have mirrors. That's cool. Yeah. So yeah, let me know your thoughts of the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive. Like I say, the 2-wheel drive definitely has a lot more clearance underneath. Still has the switch in a position where it's likely to get caught on stuff. But I suppose it's slightly better than being knocked out of gear all the time. Actually, that servo speeding up, now it's kind of getting a little bit more use. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the 2 Delicas, the 4-wheel drive and the 2-wheel drive. Like I say, it's more of just a little comparison really, because obviously they're essentially the same, but you've seen the unboxing of that one, or if you haven't, then have a little look on the unboxing video playlist. So yeah, thanks for watching, and catch you next time. Bye for now.